Hello, new video. Today we're going to take a look at Agron with the new move Meteor Beam in the Open Great League. Or I think it's actually the Remix Cup. It could also be the Remix Cup here. We will see the Driftbloom against them here, which looks like more like a Remix Cup Pokemon, as well as a Drapion with the move Ice Fang. At the current time, the level here, level 10 I think they sent the footage a little bit earlier as well, is pretty normal. But of course, still in the beginning, in the like first 20 ranks for the first like 2 weeks or something. It's a little bit more interesting what kind of Pokemon you encounter. It's not like the standard meta that you're going to encounter the entire time. As we see here, the Thunder Punch coming through against this opponent's Driftbloom, which does it, I think it runs as, is it Astonish? Really? I'm not sure. Like, I'm actually not sure if it's Astonish or not, because it kind of was fast towards it, but I don't know. We see the Pelipper coming in. Do we survive one Weather Ball? They do survive one Weather Ball. One Meteor Beam is coming through here as well, and this should be enough to knock out the opponent here. Very nice. We see the Pidgeot coming through now. I think that's Astonish. I think Hex is like a different animation, which is hilarious, but they still get to the moves pretty fast. I'm not sure. Still, they're going to go down here by this Pidgeot and their Gust. We will see the opponent here now with the next one with Agron against Dugong. Dugong, very decent matchup against Agron. It seems like they changed the position a little bit of the Pokemon. We see a Wormadam coming in, which is also a fine matchup for you now. You're going to be able to go for the Meteor Beam. You're going to get the shield from the opponent, and now your attack is buffed, which is very nice because you will be able to farm them all the way down. There's not a lot that they can do about it. If you can't realign, it's also okay. Or like if you have to double shield, it's also okay, because you're most likely going to be able to get your shield back anyway against whatever comes back in, and actually the Dugong comes back in, which is even more hilarious. Is this Meteor Beam going to get shielded? We see the damage that the Smackdown is going to do against the opponent's Dugong. They're going to go for the Water Pulse to knock them out. I think Icy One might have been already enough, but this is at least safer. As we see a Mandibuzz coming in, the shiny version, this player is swapping out here with one move Stored, which is definitely a smart play. As we see a Shadow Ball coming through, which is definitely not a smart play against a normal type. I actually not sure what kind of elo range this would be here right now. Of course, right now, like currently where I'm recording, I think I'm rank 17 or something. I didn't do all my battles yet because I was traveling and I didn't really have the time for that then. But yeah, kind of interesting. What's also kind of interesting is that this team has literally no answer against the opponent's Stunfisk there. But what's also interesting is that the opponent swaps out against the Raichu. Like, what? Like, why? You see that the Noctowl is going for most likely a Shadow Ball here. Exactly. You can overfarm a little bit. You don't overfarm. You should have definitely overfarmed at least by 2 more Volt Switches. I think you would have been able to get through. But now we see the yeah, Stunfisk coming back in here. You kind of have to shield it. You're going to shield it. There's not a lot that you can do here unless this Grass Knot somehow actually lands and the opponent thinks like, okay, they don't have any coverage move. Okay, it does land, which helps you a lot, but still, like, this game is far from over. Mud Bomb is coming through, going to knock you out. How do you want to hit this Stunfisk? Like, this team definitely doesn't have any Stunfisk answer. We see the move coming through here, Discharge coming through. You're still going to be able to survive it, but you have to go for the move. You cannot farm it down. But okay, you're going to let this Pidgeot go down, I guess. Discharge is coming through, and we see a Dragonite coming in. But if they run Superpower, this game should be over, and they have enough energy for a Superpower, and this will be a Superpower. So still very, very interesting there. Good game, at least to the opponent there. We will see the next one coming through. Now actually at rank 5 again, so a little bit earlier gameplay again. We see the Cherrim. Cherrim will be pretty neutral. They're going to have access, of course, to the move Weather Ball, which is kind of interesting. We see a Bryon coming in. Cherrim was actually a really cool Pokemon back in the day. I remember using a Cherrim a lot, actually, because you had the option to Hyper Beam, Solar Beam, or use your Weather Ball, which was really strong back in the day because it had like more damage output there as well. Now you will be able to farm on the Bryon, which is nice. You're going to be able to go for one Thunder Punch against the opponent's Grass type, which doesn't do as much damage, but you can go into a Pidgeot. And here's the cool thing about Pidgeot. They still run Gust. Nowadays you can also run, of course, the move Wing Attack, which is a little bit better. But you will be able to now just lock in the final Pokemon, which is going to be a Charmer again. And you will be able to go for the Feather Dance, basically lowering the attack of them so low that it doesn't really matter what they want to do. Even if they knock you out here, which they don't even do, like, there's nothing that they can do against your Agron anymore. Another Feather Dance coming through. You're going to swap into Agron, no matter which move that is. You're going to easily survive it, as there are 4 times debuffed, 1 more heavy stems coming through, and this Agron will be able to knock out the opponent's Clefable. Next opponent coming through here, of course, yeah, this is more like early game stuff again. We will see the Agron against a Lycanroc. That's interesting, especially this Lycanroc is interesting. They also have, I think, the Rock Throw, the fast move there. Lycanroc in this stage has the best fast move with Sucker Punch there. The other one has Counter, which is definitely the way better option to go for. I hope that they actually really change like Lycanroc a little bit. Like those Pokemon seem like they could have some play potentially if they just get like this one move change, which would help them out a lot. But very interesting that you will be able to farm down the opponent here. We will see another Meteor Beam landing here, most likely. No, we're actually going to get the shield from the opponent, which is very weird. And swapping out here is very risky. I think the opponent is still locked in. No, they can swap out exactly. And this is why it's very risky and why I wouldn't have done it if I was in your spot. Good to see also some maybe misplays happening here, because you can learn from that. You are locked into the matchup that you don't want to be locked in, and you don't really have an answer for the opponent's Ferrothorn now anymore, because the only answer is the Pidgeot. So you basically gave up your Pidgeot without getting any usage out of it, as they still had the Rock type in the back. Now you are forced to catch a move, most likely. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough for you to win this game still. Can you get to the Thunder Punch? You cannot. Is this a Mirror Shot? I think Mirror Shot you still survive. It's a Mirror Shot. You still survive with like 1 HP. You clear the debuff, which was a good play here. And you have to hope that this one will knock them out as well, as we see that this will actually knock them out. 1 HP there. At least the swap there at the end was really, really decent, as this cleared the debuff and allowed you to knock them out. I think without it, you wouldn't have won this game. Next opponent, Toxicroak in the lead. Horrible, of course, for your lead with the Agron. Agron double weak to fighting type moves. We see the Mud Bomb coming through, as also the Thunder Punch is going to hit the opponent now. They're going to shield this move up, which is nice. You should outspeed to the next one, exactly, as this would not knock them out yet, I think, but would at least get them very, very low. They're going to swap out here now into the Galvantula. You're gonna go for the Grassland here. I'm not sure if it does more damage. I think it does a little bit more damage than the Thunder Punch, but I think you would have got to 2 Thunder Punches, which would have been a little bit better. You should no-shield this definitely, as you are weak against the opponent's Toxicroak here. Definitely should have no-shield here, would have helped you a lot more. You should have swapped out here already, because he was able to swap out. No, it depends on what they have in the back. If Pidgeot can deal with it. We see the Pelipper coming through. I think you're fine still, but a lot of things that you can change here in your gameplay that might help you to improve a little bit. As Pidgeot now will be able to go for one Brave Bird, but again, you could have swapped out earlier, then you still would have had the your Agron available for you to either sex swap or later on farm down the Pelipper if it was coming down to that. But some stuff that definitely you can improve. We see a Morel in the lead. That's kind of horrible for your team. You don't really want to face it anywhere. Shielding a Power Punch is not really a good decision there. Yes, it's super effective, but still it's a very horrible move, and I don't think it will help you in any kind of way, because now, yeah, you was able to like survive a little bit longer there, but doesn't really help you. There's also a Power Punch. Yeah, you didn't like counting a little bit would help as well, because they were not even close to any other move. They just went straight for the Power Punch. We see the Victory Bell coming in. You're going to go for 1 Thunder Punch, which is risky. You get at least a shield. You can go into your Pidgeot, and you have to hope that you can still win with it. Fast move beatdown team by the opponent here. You will go for the Brave Bird, which I think is... I don't know if the other move would have KO'd. I think the other move was the only chance of winning this game, because now you get farmed down by the Victory Bell. So I don't think this was the right decision there either, but things to learn off. Like, definitely things to learn off. But yeah, shielding the moves there, both Power Punches were unnecessary. We've seen Obstagoon, very awkward for you as well here to play against this one. You can shield the first one if you want to, but you're going to let this move go through. They go for the cross chop. Always go for Night Slash, please. Never go for cross chop against a Flying Type there. That's part normal, of course, yeah. You have the part normal type, so it's neutral, but the Night Slash is just better. Like, Night Slash and cross chop, I think, do the same amount of damage, but Night Slash is stab. Plus, you have the chance to boost the attack, so yeah, never really go for cross chop. Also, maybe there's single move, I don't know. This is not a Pelipper, this is a Swanna. Please don't use Swanna, please use Pelipper. Pelipper is a good Swanna. Swanna is not a good Pelipper. We see a Vaporeon coming in. These are like those classic OG starting battles. I guess it's going to be a little bit more interesting for YouTube as well, when we have like a little bit, I mean, higher ranks, higher elo. and not a Vaporeon against a Alolan Raichu here. As it's still at least going to be able to win this game by going for one Thunder Punch, and you will be able to knock out the opponent's Obstagoon that basically only has Cross Chop for whatever reason. Next opponent, we will see Magma. Magma is not really the best meta Pokemon, at least it runs the correct fast move here, I think, for it. Should be Karate Chop, which is going to allow it to get through some moves pretty fast, but it's also not going to be the best boy. It's going to go for Flamethrower here. Good shield actually allows you to align your Pokemon, which is more important usually. As we see a Whimsicott with a Razor Leaf. This is not a Charm one, it's a Razor Leaf one, which is weird. You know what's even weirder? Going for Brave Bird and 2 shields, and also going for an extra sensory version of Noctowl. So it's basically like it's on both sides. It's a little bit interesting, let me tell you that. Here again, also, you shouldn't really go into your Aggron if your Aggron is your best answer against the opponent's Whimsicott later. You can go for one Thunder Punch now, I guess, or you caught the move there, which hopefully helps you still, but it's a little bit iffy. You can go for the Meteor Beam to higher your attack, which I think is the right decision, as it should allow you to farm down easier, and I think it won you the game there. But this was all a little bit weird. But it's, I guess, good to see also some more gameplay, which is not perfect. Which is also not perfect is to see a Pikachu here. This thing knows Flying Press. While it only gets to 1100 CP, you're going to get Thunder Punched? Why do they go for the effort and double move it and then go for Thunder Punching instead of Flying Press? Like, what is happening here? Like, why do you power it up to the maximum and then you don't even double move it? Double moving costs you 10k Stardust. Why? Like, I don't understand. It doesn't have any good other coverage move. It needs Flying Press. Like, why? We can see the opponent here with an Aromatisse at least. Going for some Charm, which is also nerfed now. But yeah, we will see the Thunder Punch coming through. I see the Wormadam coming in again, and Wormadam's fast move was resisted by the Alolan Raichu, as we see the Thunder Punch coming through. But yeah, you just go for the BM here right now, right? Like, I think you know that the other move is better, and this is double resisted. I'm pretty sure this was just a BM because you know that you won. So yeah, very interesting gameplay, to be fair. A lot where I question my life choices on both sides so far, but I think it's helpful to look at some gameplay which is not optimal. Also for Obit 11 here, thanks for still sharing the gameplay here. Thanks for giving us some gameplay with the Aggron. I think it will be a little bit of an interesting Pokemon, maybe in Ultra League in like no XL formats, which is the last season I think where we have something like this. But still, thanks for sharing the gameplay here. Hope you learned a little bit from it, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.